And if you have, as always, a couple of blocks could be helpful. And anything else you would like, maybe a strap or band or blanket or blanket. All right. So let's just take a moment to find a place to settle into, whatever that looks like for you, whether you're laying down or seated. You can have your back up against something for support. And just taking a moment to welcome yourself into the practice. And so we're just going to do a little bit of body sensing, but first just bringing an awareness to tension in our bodies, tension that can build up in our bodies without us even knowing, right? We can be walking around with so much without even being aware of that. And we all know the toll that it can take on our bodies. So before you even get too relaxed in your space, we're just going to take a little bit of time now just to allow really everything to be as it is, whatever that means to you, letting things just around you be as they are, letting your body be as it is. And just beginning to inhabit the sensations that are in your body right now. And again, we're going to be just opening up to any tension that might be present. So before we really settle in, there's an invitation to actually further go into this tension. So just for this moment, I invite you to bring fists, make fists out of your hands, start to tense up into your feet, bringing tension into your calves, your thighs, your chest, your shoulders. You might scrunch your face and into your belly. So tensing up the whole body, sensing into this tension, feeling into this tension, breathing into this tension. On your next exhale, and we'll make it a nice long one, let's let it all go. Releasing, opening the fingers, softening the toes, releasing through the legs, softening through your heart, softening through your belly, really allowing your whole body to land on the ground, to the surfaces that are supporting you, really sensing into those surfaces. And then perhaps softening just a bit more into that. And then also using this time an invitation to finding your inner resource, whatever that might be. It might be a place that you love to be, maybe a place that you would love to go to that you've never been to and seen pictures of. It might be the ocean. It might be with a person that you love, a being. Finding whatever that resource is, situation. And then when you think of this being, this place, perhaps feeling a sense of security, of just being. And noticing what sensations come of that, of this imagery in your mind's eye. And then let's just flow through the body, starting at the crown of your head, moving down through your face, noticing anything that's there, any sensations, any tightness, any softness, tingling, moving down through your neck and your shoulders, and your arms. Breathing into your heart space. And sensing into anything that's in the heart space area in the chest. Moving down into the belly, what they call the second brain, right? So noticing anything that might be there. Down through your hips, pelvis, through your legs. Feeling the volume of your legs. And then all the way down to your feet. And then just taking a moment after we've done this little, I want to call it exercise, meditation, visualization, just noticing how you feel right now. From recognizing tension to feeling tension to finding your inner resource and gently scanning through your body. Bringing an awareness to your breath. Starting to lengthen the inhales. And then long, smooth exhales. Nice deep, full breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Bringing some more awareness back to the heart. We tapped in yesterday, and we'll do it throughout the week, into the heart chakra. So just bringing your awareness there to your inner landscape of your heart. Visualizing nostrils right in the center of your chest, breathing into your heart space. And so the element for the heart chakra is air. And as we all spoke about before in class was the wind, right? So much wind. And I think we've even talked about that as we've moved into spring. There's so much grounding with planting and flowers and everything coming up. There's also so much wind, so we can feel exhausted at the same time as so energized, right? And so maybe through the practice, we'll bring that element of air as we're just moving through the air, maybe not staying so stagnant in some of our shapes that we come into throughout the practice, bringing some movement. And then if you're not already at your natural breath, feel free to come back to your natural breath and setting an intention for your practice today. What's in your heart this morning? What would you like to cultivate and bring out into the world? And then perhaps sending out a dedication to someone or something that could use your support, your love. Beautiful. Then as you're ready, you can meet up on our backs. So taking the time to get there, having whatever it is that you might want for your practice nearby. And then if you're changing your position right now from wherever you started the practice, just noticing that, noticing the ground beneath you, your spine, your shoulders, your arms, your head, feeling into that support. Let's draw the knees in, give yourself a hug, and maybe just gently rocking side to side. Again, we'll bring awareness to the air, to movement in our body through the air. Let's start to bring movement to the hips. So one hand on each knee. We'll bring the knees far apart and back together, nice big circles. And then reversing that. Nice. Let's send all our limbs up to the sky. You can roll into all your joints. Just make it your own. Just bringing fluid movement into your body. And as you're moving, feeling the air quality around you, that you're moving through air, moving through space. Beautiful. And then right from here, let's bring that right ankle to the left thigh. We'll come into our pigeon pose. And before we even get too deeply into that stretch, I invite you to bring your hands behind your head. It can be a nice loose, you don't have to interlace, or you can interlace, whatever feels comfortable here. You're cradling your head, the elbows are out to the side. You can first keep your left foot on the ground, maybe bringing some movement of your legs side to side. Just kind of letting them come to each side. Notice how the hips are feeling, the lower back. Beautiful. And then if it feels right for you, perhaps drawing the legs in a bit. And then we'll bring movement here before we settle into the hold. Option to lift up the head and bring your left elbow towards your right knee. And then coming back down. So taking a few of these, 2, 3, 4, just do what feels right for you as we turn on the core a little bit. Breathing with your movements. Really feeling the support of your hands on your head. And then as you're ready, resting your head back down. Feel free to leave your hands there or to take your hands, interlacing them behind your left thigh or using a strap there. Maybe the legs are moving side to side still, or maybe stillness feels good. So check in with your body. Beautiful. And then from here, we'll continue with the right leg just crossing over. So you're crossed at the knees here. The knees are in towards the chest a little bit, not too deeply, not too deeply at all. We're staying with the core. So you can just take your hands and gently place them on your knee, your thigh, at the same time as pressing your lower back into the ground. Shoulders are nice and wide, and you're going to press your knees into your hands into your knees. The shoulders are wide, and the lower back is flush as it can be. And we're breathing. So we're not pressing really hard here. We're just finding where we can turn on the core a little bit. And you might even feel some sensation and tightening through the inner thighs or through the quads. Beautiful. Let's soften and release that. You can uncross the legs, maybe even bring some windshield wipers to release this whole side, bringing the feet down. The knees can go wide side to side. Beautiful. As you're ready, we'll come to the other side. So left ankle to the right thigh. You can option to bring your hands behind your head, elbows out to the side, and first just letting the legs just flow side to side. So the left knee falls off to the left a bit, the left foot falls to the right a bit. Beautiful. And you can stay here with your right foot on the ground, or perhaps lift that right foot up. And then maybe lifting up the head, bringing your right elbow towards your left knee. And then releasing back down, doing this as many times as feels interesting to you. Beautiful. If your head's not already down, perhaps letting it release to the ground. You might bring your hands behind that right thigh or use a strap, flexing into your feet. And notice if your body wants to rock. Feeling the air in your space. Does the air feel cool? Does it feel warm? Beautiful. And then we can continue with that crossing of the legs. So bringing your left leg over more so you're crossed closer to the knees here. And then once again, you can just place your palms at your knee. The lower back is nice and flush with the ground, and the shoulders are wide as we gently press into our knees into our hands. The core is engaged. Open the heart space, and we're breathing. Beautiful. So it's kind of like that beginning when we were tensing up. I feel so many different muscles tensing right here. Beautiful. And then let's release that, uncross the legs. Again, let's go into that windshield wiper. Oh, sorry for the doggy. Oh my goodness. Nice. And then we can come back to center. Let's press the right foot up to the sky. We can floss here, bending, flexing, pointing, rolling. Nice. And then starting to press the sole of your foot a little bit more towards the sky. Your leg might be out a little bit, away from you, wherever it is. It's fine. Starting to peel the toes down towards you. Check out your shoulders if they're responding to this sensation. And then maybe invite them to just nestle in. You're welcome to take a strap here. We'll take about 3 breaths. Beautiful. And then from here, we can lower the right foot down and we'll just switch sides. So left foot up towards the sky. Again, that flossing, pointing, flexing, softness in the knee, cracking. And then we can slowly begin to really lengthen it, pressing the sole of your foot up towards the sky. If you'd like to place a strap or band there, peeling the toes down towards you. Checking in with your shoulders, your chest, your heart. Beautiful. And then let's bring that down. Right away, we'll bring our feet a little bit closer to our pelvis. Perhaps sweeping the arms back, behind. And then bringing them back towards our hips. And sweeping the arms back. And then as you bring your hands back towards your hips, you might lift the hips up towards the sky in bridge pose. And let's just continue that flow. Again, moving through the air. Just a flowing bridge. Feeling the outline of both your feet on the ground. Beautiful. And the next time the hips are towards the sky, invitation to hold it there if you'd like. Nice. You're welcome to bend at the elbows for a little more support. You might draw the right knee in. Maybe press that right foot to the sky and then bring that right foot down. Option for the other side, drawing that left knee in, pressing the foot to the sky, and then bringing that left foot down. Nice. Lifting through the hips. You might bring that shoulder blades in towards each other, maybe interlacing your fingers beneath you. Nice full breath in. On your exhale, let's lower it down one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. Sweep the arms all the way behind you. Lengthen out the legs. Take a full body stretch. Press the soles of your feet away. Your heels might be lifted. Beautiful. And then slowly we can find our way up. Feel free to roll to your side or roll along your spine. As we find our way up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Your legs can be out, they can be back behind you. And then let's just bring some movement to our body, some flow. We can make some circles here. And then reversing that. Finding a nice long spine. Let's sweep the arms up towards the sky. On the exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches over. And let's maybe pulse here. So again, finding movement in these shapes. A little bit of flow. You can inhale back to center. Exhale, the right hand comes down. You can pulse towards your right. Again, we'll sweep it up to center. Let's take a gentle twist, turning towards the left. And then right away, inhaling the left arm up and over. Gaze might be down, or maybe it's up. Find a place for it, or maybe even bring movement to your neck here. If pulsing feels good, you can stay with that, or maybe stillness feels right in this shape. And the next inhale, we can lift up, and then both arms back to center, and we can twist to the other side. Nice long spine. Inhaling the right arm up and over. Again, you might find a little bit of movement here. Notice where your head wants to turn. On the inhale, we can lift up, bringing that right hand back down. Let's sweep both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, cactus. Really engage right from the heart all the way to your fingertips. So we're not just kind of soft here, we're really opening up, drawing the shoulder blades like they want to touch. On your next exhale, let's bring it all together, the elbows, forearms, palms, chin to chest. Inhale, we'll open it all up. Exhale, let's bring it all in, navel to spine. Take that one more time. Beautiful. From here, let's bring the hands right behind the back, interlacing the fingers or taking hold of a strap. The heart lifts. You might turn your head to the left, turning your head to the right. And draw it back to center, open heart. Beautiful. Releasing the fingers. If you happen to be sitting cross-legged, just putting the opposite leg in front. If you're not, you're fine wherever you are. We'll plant the left hand on the ground, reaching the right arm up to the sky. And then just switching sides. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Beautiful. Bring that down. Let's come right into our tabletop. Option to tuck the toes to get a stretch in the soles of your feet. You might even pulse into that, pressing the hips back. As you do, check in with your shoulders. If they're up by your ears, see if you can roll them down, and that'll open the heart here. Beautiful. We'll find our way back into our table. Wrists beneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart. We'll find some spinal movements, a little cat-cow, opening through the heart, belly drops. Exhale, navel to spine. Moving at your pace, your breath. Beautiful. And then from here, the toes tucked, we'll press the hips up to the sky, find downward facing dog, and we'll just keep it moving, just walking your dog, pedaling it out. You might look under your left arm, look under your right arm. Maybe take a wide stance, so option to bring the feet maybe mat width distance apart, letting the hips rock a little bit. And then option to take your right hand, reaching over towards maybe your left ankle, your calf, your knee, wherever it goes. And switching sides, left hand towards the right leg, look under your right arm. Notice how your hamstrings are feeling. Beautiful. Bringing the left hand back. We can bring the feet closer together here. And then once again, option to lift the right foot up towards the sky. And we're going to step that right foot forward. So we're going to step between the hands and lower the left knee. Might take some blocks here. That might feel nice to lift up through the heart space. So finding our low lunge here, but we're going to keep it moving. So bringing movement to the hips, bringing movement to the shoulders. Rocking the hips back a bit, forward. Left shoulder comes forward, right. Keeping fluidity in the neck. Beautiful. Now you're welcome to stay here or maybe come on up to your right knee. And still, if pulsing feels good here, you can continue that. And then maybe adding on to that. So if we're bringing some movement here, as we're moving into the lunge a little bit deeper, we might open up the arms into that cactus shape. And then connecting your breath, it's going to be a challenge with some balance here. Connecting your breath, we can bring it in, navel to spine, and send the hips back a bit. And then opening back up into that cactus and flowing back. So finding your pace with your breath. You could feel the core working here, stabilizing us. Beautiful. We can all meet up in that front lunge here. And then you might ground your left hand maybe on a block. Let's sweep the right arm up and perhaps even back and play around still with the hips, bringing movement here. Nice, and we can bring that right arm back up to the sky and back down, and then opening the chest. And then let's take it deeper back. So lengthening through the right leg, your hands can be on blocks beside you or fingertips. And I'm just continuing with bringing motion here. Gently pulsing into the sensation of the stretch through the hamstring, right up through the glute. And then coming back forward. Again, opening up the heart. Beautiful. And then we can step it back to downward facing dog. Again, hands can be on blocks or the ground. You can press that right foot up to the sky if that feels interesting, or keep your foot on the ground. Maybe bending into your knee, rolling through the hip, just exploring. Bringing both feet back down to the earth. And then option to inhale the left foot up towards the sky. As we look forward and step the left foot between our hands, you might go right to blocks, lowering that right knee down. And again, just exploring this side. So a little bit of pulsing through the hips, some movement through the shoulders. Check in with your neck here, that we're not straining to look forward. You might turn your head side to side. Maybe dip the chin down a bit. Beautiful. So you can stay here on the blocks, or you might come back to lifting up onto your knee. Continuing that pulsing move as an option. It's always an option. And as you pulse in, you might open up the heart here, cactus arms. On the exhale, drawing it in. And finding your dance, your move, moving through the air, right? As you're ready, we can meet up back in that lunge. Maybe we're cactusing. Beautiful. Bring the hands down to the blocks or the ground as we sweep the left arm all the way up and back, and following with your gaze. So looking back behind you, you still might have movement in the hips. Beautiful. Reaching that left hand all the way back up and back in front as we this time send the hips all the way back. Lengthening through the left leg, toes can point towards the sky. You can still be fluid here. As we come back forward into our low lunge. And then option to kick it back into three-legged dog, or bringing the left foot down, or child's pose. It's always your choice. You might bend into that left knee, opening up the hip, rolling through your ankle. And then lowering the left foot down. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, let's walk our feet towards our hands. We'll find a forward fold or a resting place on your thighs. Use the screen. And wherever you are, you might bring some movement to the hips, a little sway. Let's find a halfway lift. Letting the heart open up here. So drawing the shoulders, sliding them down the back. Beautiful. We can soften back down, bending it to the knees, and we'll root to rise, pressing the earth away. Tall mountain. Let's open it up to cactus arms. Let the heart lift. Press the hands back up to the sky. Beautiful. And then draw the hands right to the heart space. Nice. And then just taking a look, if you do have blocks and like to use them, we'll just keep them nearby. Let's sweep the arms up again. On the exhale, we can fold. We're going to come into pyramid pose, so not going too far here. We'll step the left foot back. Find our pyramid pose. So your left foot, you decide where you want it facing, and just making sure that your hip is open to whatever degree your foot is open. You're always welcome to have a bend in that right knee. You could stay high up on blocks. You might soften down a bit. Wherever you are in this, just breathing into it. We'll take one more full breath here. Beautiful. And then from here, bring a softness to your right knee. We're going to step the left foot back a little further to find our way into the triangle pose. So you can have a block here in front, or you can have your hand on your knee, your thigh, as we send the left arm up to the sky. And so the idea here is not to crunch down. It's not about how low we can go by any means. It's more the opposite of that, really. So it's opening up here through the left side body, opening up through the chest. Beautiful. And then with the power of this left hand and your legs, the power in your legs, we're going to slowly press the earth away and come on up. And we'll find a reverse triangle. So the right arm reaches up, left hand can come down. You might look down over your left shoulder. Beautiful. Let's bend into the right knee. You can cartwheel the hands down to blocks or the ground. And we're going to step it forward. You can step it forward as slowly as you like. We'll take that halfway lift. Shoulders come back, heart opens. And then soften down as we step the right foot back. We'll find our pyramid pose on the other side. Check in with your neck. There's nothing to look up at, so just looking down at your foot or the edge of the mat. Beautiful. And then from here, softening in that left knee so you can step the right foot back further to get into that. Now we know where we're going, into triangle pose. So we're going to start to peel open our front body, sending the right hand up to the sky. You can have your block wherever you like. There's no right or wrong, or you can have your hand on your knee, your thigh, calf. Nice. And then with a little momentum and the strength of our lower body, we'll come on up and we'll find our reverse triangle. Reaching back with the left arm, opening up the left side body. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to come wide on our mat. So I'm not sure which direction everybody's facing. So however you'd like to come wide on your mat. We'll have the toes facing out, the heels are in. Let's take up some space and find a nice 5-pointed star here. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, we'll start to sink it down, sink it down. So get really low down as far as you can go right now. You can bring your hands to your knees. Check in with your shoulders that they're not scrunched up to through your neck. So still some opening in the chest, maybe sliding side to side. You might bring some movement to the shoulders. Nice. We'll come back to center, lifting up the heart. Let's open it up into our goddess. Find a place that feels right for you. You might come up a little more. You might come down a little more. Making it an active goddess. That's really feeling the engagement through your upper back, your chest. Beautiful. Let's press it all the way back up. 5-pointed star. Full breath in. On the exhale, we'll sink it back down into our goddess. Beautiful. Once again, we'll press it all the way up. Let's send the toes to face forward. Hands can come to the hips. And we'll take a fold. Nice flat back, feeling into your hamstrings. You might hang right here for a bit. It might feel interesting, or maybe bringing your hands down to blocks, the ground. You might widen your stance. Perhaps inhaling the right arm up towards the sky. Bring that down, inhaling the left arm up towards the sky. Beautiful. Bringing the left hand down. And as we did before with downward dog, maybe taking a little bit of a twist here. So you might bring your left hand out in front a little bit more, and maybe the right hand comes to your left leg, wherever it might be. So maybe it's your ankle, maybe it's your knee, your thigh, looking under your left arm. Feel the weight in your lower half here, your hips, your thighs pressing back. Beautiful. We can bring the right hand down. The same for the other side. Bringing your left hand towards your right leg. And then we'll bring it back to center. Maybe walking your hands out even further. So we're in that wide-legged downward facing dog. All the weight should be in your lower half. There should be almost no weight in your hands or your wrists. If you choose to, you might come forward into wide-legged plank pose, sending the shoulders over the wrists, and then sliding it all back. Maybe 2 more of these if that feels good. Beautiful. We can walk the hands back towards our center. You might heel toe your feet in a bit if they're extra wide, and then bringing your thumbs to the hip crease. And with the power of your legs and your core, we're going to slowly come on up. Beautiful. Let's continue heel toeing it in, where your feet are about a little bit wider than your shoulders. And we're just going to bring some movement to our hips, circling it around. And then reversing that. Nice. Come to stand on our mat. And for our balance today, we're just going to bring a movement balance. So we can start with the right leg. So our left leg will be our foundation. So you can find something to bring your attention to as we draw that right knee up. But there's no right or wrong here. We're going to pretend you're swimming through the water here. So you can lift it up, come over to the side, press it back. Just kind of play around with your own balance. Keeping that left knee soft. And then eventually we'll find our way into a tree pose. So feel free to bring your right heel to your ankle, to your calf, to your inner thigh. Whatever feels right for you. Notice where you want your hands to be. And then maybe growing your branches. Beautiful. We're going to release all of this. Let's bring a little movement again to that leg. And then we'll bring it down. So keeping everything really fluid here. You can shake that side out. Beautiful. And then we'll come right to the other side. So just bringing any movement. There's no right or wrong. Really fluid, moving through the air. Might be touching down a lot on this side, I always do. And just noticing that, right? With a compassionate heart. And then eventually we'll find a tree pose that feels comfortable in our body. Finding where you'd like to bring your hands. Beautiful. And then we might float the arms up, waving tree, releasing that left leg. And we'll bring it down and let's shake it out. Beautiful. We'll roll through the shoulders, up to the ears, back and down. And bring our fingertips to our shoulders. We'll roll through the elbows. You can keep movement in your lower half as well. Just bending the knees or any movement that feels good. Reversing this. Beautiful. And we can let that go, finding our way to the top of our mats. Let's find our Tadasana, opening the heart, opening the palms, little engagement in the core as we sweep the arms up, heart lifts, and let's take it down, diving down. We'll find a halfway lift here. Beautiful. And then softening back down. And we'll step it back. You decide, tabletop, plank pose, knees up, knees down. Notice where your body wants to be right now. Again, we can bring movement here. You can pulse through it. Beautiful. As you're ready, we can come on down. Feel free to lower the knees first and then release down, or however you want to get there. Let's take an inhale to Cobra, bringing movement to the neck. Softening down. Invitation to do another just like that. Beautiful. And then we can press it back to our child's pose. Find a child's pose that feels good in your body. Notice if your body wants to just hang out there, or perhaps you might sway. As you're ready, we can slowly bring ourselves up. Come onto our seats. Send the legs nice and long. Just find a staff pose, so you might move the flesh beneath the sit bones. Sweeping the arms all the way up to the sky. And then your choice, you might bend your knees and take a fold, or you might let the knees be long, whatever feels right for you. On the inhale, we can rise and we'll find our way down to our backs. Letting the shoulders land, the spine. Beautiful. The knees can be bent, feet on the ground. You might want to prop on your right side. We're just going to shift the hips a little bit to the left and then letting the knees fall to the right. So just a nice gentle twist here. You can have a block under your knees, between your knees, no block, whatever feels right. Arms can be out. You might turn your head towards the left, or maybe it's facing the sky. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. Feet on the ground, shifting the hips a little to the right. And just letting the legs, the knees fall to the left. Arms can be open. Notice where your head wants to turn. Beautiful. As you're ready, we'll come back to center. Let's draw the knees in and take a hug, getting a stretch through the lower back. You might cross at the ankles and just rock side to side. The shoulders be really open here and soft. Remembering all the tension that we released in the beginning of class. And you can bring the feet down with the knees bent and do some more windshield wipers. Letting the knees fall side to side. Nice. And then checking in with your body. Is there any shape, any stretch, any movement you would like to take before your Shavasana? Please feel free to do so. As you are ready, finding your final resting pose. Using props in whatever way they might be helpful. You cover your body. Inviting your whole body to just melt into the ground here. Moving through the back of your head, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Softening through your heart space, your belly. And just be. I invite you to deepen your breath. Perhaps bringing some gentle movement into your fingers, your toes. You might stretch. And if it serves you, rolling to your left or right side. Just taking a moment to check in, coming back to your heart, feeling into your body, and coming back to your intention. And slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position. I invite you to close your eyes or have a soft gaze, perhaps bringing your hands to your heart space, offering yourself love, compassion, and so much gratitude for taking the time for you and sharing your practice with us. The light in me honors the light in you. Have a beautiful day today. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a really nice day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thanks so much. Take good
Thanks,
care.
Cynthia.
Yeah, I see you have your buddy there.
I know. Little needy. Good
Bye.
luck. Let me know how you make
Oh, that's
out.
right. I will definitely. Thank you. All right.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.